Blog Podcast. I'm your host, KeTohn. I'm also the CEO and founder of BossBabeBlog.com. So BossBabeBlog.com is dedicated to promoting small businesses that are listed in the U.S. and also international as well. And we promote to U.S. shoppers to let them know who's servicing to them. All right, so moving on. Today's podcast topic is confidence boosting tip number 4. So confidence boosting tip number 4 that I'm going to be sharing with everyone is, drum roll, don't run from your mistakes. So a lot of times people will run from their mistakes, run from making mistakes because they're afraid of being imperfect. And when you're trying new things, when you're stepping out on a new platform, when you're creating something, when you're trying a new project or you have an idea, you have to understand that mistakes are going to happen. It is all a part of the process. Now, I'm not telling you to intentionally make mistakes, right? I'm not saying waste your time. I'm not saying do things that will unnecessarily have you in an uncomfortable position when you really didn't have to make that mistake. We want to make intentional, purposeful mistakes. Let me use that word, purposeful mistakes. So not something that you already knew better and you just made the mistake, oops, because you weren't paying attention, but something where it's like you really had no clue and you're learning and you fell and you're picking yourself back up. Those mistakes are going to occur. So I'll give an example. I have run across business owners who have a bit of stage fright. And so in the process of having that stage fright, they tend to avoid putting themselves on a platform. They don't want to go live. They don't want to talk in front of too many people. They don't want to do anything where the spotlight is on them. And a lot of times when I ask why, the answer that I get is, oh, I don't want to make a mistake. I'm scared I'm going to mess up. Of course you're going to mess up. That's going to happen. So no matter how long you sit and watch someone else, you are going to eventually make a mistake when you're talking, when you're speaking, when you're going live. That's a part of life. So when you look back at some of the most popular motivational speakers, performers, singers, there's going to be a point in their life where they have made a mistake or something did not go according to the plan, the perfect plan that they drew up or concocted. And what did they do? They just kept it rolling. That's just what it is. That's what life is. So you can't be afraid to make mistakes. You can't allow the idea of making mistakes to stop you from attempting. So if you really want to dress up and look super cute and do a photo shoot, but you just don't feel like it's going to look perfect, don't allow perfection to stop you from having fun, dressing up and celebrating yourself. If you want to go to a networking event, but you really just don't want to mess up your presentation, don't allow the fear of not being perfect in front of an audience of strangers to stop you from getting out there, because you might meet someone who really appreciates what you have to offer, especially if you've taken the time to explain the value. That's what's most important. It's not about being perfect all the time. So that is a confidence boosting tip that I'm giving you. For me personally, people have always asked me, how did you get to this point where you're able to speak and put yourself out on multiple platforms? And it's quite simple. I stopped caring about what other people think. It's about the mission that I've set on, what I'm here to do. And at the end of the day, it's about me elevating and growing. So as long as I'm growing and I'm getting better and better, that's what's most important. And I think that a lot of times people focus so much on the fear of being rejected by others or the fear of not being perfect that they allow that to hold them back from accomplishing amazing things. And you don't need $1 million to grow a business. You don't need $1 million to, pursue your dreams. You just need the courage to get up and get out there and know that when you fall, not if you fall, but when you fall, you're going to get back up. Thank you so much for listening to the Boss Babe Blog Podcast, everyone. I will be back with tip number 5 on our next podcast, and I'm extremely excited. This one is a good one. Talk to you all soon, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Boss Babe Blog Podcast.